Well, someone needs to check Mustafar and make sure it hasn't frozen over because last week, if you had asked me to come up with 3 names of people who I thought would never be in Star Wars properties, Bill Burr would definitely be on that list, maybe even at the top. And it's not that I don't like Bill Burr. I love Bill Burr. I'm one of Bill Burr's biggest fans. I think he's one of the greatest comedians in the history of the world. And, you know, it's because of his authenticity, his insightfulness, his thoughtfulness, and the fact that he's not willing to capitulate to the mob mentality and cancel culture that has ruined comedy over the last couple of years. And without getting into the nuances of that, I just want to say that it was amazing to see him in this episode of The Mandalorian, The Prisoner. And he killed it. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even really create a character. He was just his authentic self. That was Bill Burr in the world of Star Wars. That's exactly what Bill Burr would act like if he was a sharpshooter and he had to join up with a team of, you know, criminals / mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. And that's exactly how he would act. And he was fantastic. He was really, really good. And I'd love to know what you guys thought too. So, you know, drop us a note on at our Instagram, you know, meanwhile_pod. You know, we want to hear what you guys thought of Burr's performance and anything else you want to share about your experience with The Mandalorian thus far. So let's hit the music and let's get this one started.
Meanwhile, back on the podcast, 4 colossal nerds named Saba, Chris, Christina, and Frank have set out to take on a great darkness that has enveloped the world of fandom. With their powers of common sense and the strength to take on even the most butthurt Twitter mobs and insufferable comment section trolls. They fight for truth, objectivity, and nuance in the conversation and debate over fictional made-up shit.
Welcome back to another episode of Meanwhile Back on the podcast. This is Chris.
This is Saba.
This is Christina.
And Frank.
So this is our We Have Spoken Aftershow series for The Mandalorian for episode 6, The Prisoner. So what did you guys think?
I liked it overall. I really did like it. I enjoyed it. It felt a little bit more fast-paced than some of the episodes we've been getting. Also, as soon as I heard Richard Iwadi's voice, I was very excited.
Speaking of fast-paced, I think it was more fast-paced than your intro, dude. That was quick. You took us in there real fast.
Yeah. We have a lot to cover. Although we do have to apologize to you guys. This episode is a little bit late, but you'll have to excuse us because the Rise of Skywalker took precedence over everything.
Well, and holidays and life, and
yeah.
You know, there was a lot of things that kind of got in the way. But we hope that everybody kind of stuck around, and they're kind of following along with us. According to our listens, it sounds like you guys are still on episode 5. So hopefully this one drops right in time, and you guys can get this one out of the way and prepare for the penultimate episode and the season finale, which were fucking amazing.
This episode I actually liked quite a lot. Like as far as at least as far as the episodic episodes, which is like everything 4 and up so far.
Yeah,
this is probably my favorite one. It gave me the first thing I really like that I got from it is it gave me a very D&D vibe, like a very fantasy-ish vibe, right? Like all the classes and all that.
Kind of putting together your
crew.
Kind of putting together your little crew there. Yeah, no, definitely got that vibe too. But again, it's one of these episodes that's very episodic. Like there's not really any serial through lines in terms of this episode. And I know that we're all dying to kind of see the story expand and grow. But as far as like out of all the episodic episodes, I think this was one of the stronger ones for sure.
Christina?
Yeah, I like this one. It reminded me of like a cross between Firefly and Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I definitely like the team of characters that was brought together. I like the aspect of we don't know who these people are and we don't know if we can trust them or not. That was kind of fun because he didn't handpick everyone.
Right.
So
finally, we got some proper outlaws in this episode. like actual outlaws and not just like, you know,
True.
pretenders and Han Solo wannabes and stuff.
Oh my gosh, so many Han Solo wannabes.
Oh, jeez.
True.
But
And
yeah,
the-
so we open up. Oh, sorry, you could say something.
I was just gonna say, and the guy leading the Outlaws is Bill Burr, the comedian
I know.
of all people.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's so fun. I didn't
Football
realize
guy.
who it was.
What?
Like,
You didn't pick up on that?
I didn't
Holy
recognize
shit.
him. But yeah, now that you say
Wow.
that.
Well, he shaved his head like within the last 2 years, so he may look a little bit different than he did in Breaking Bad. And
I didn't watch Breaking Bad.
Oh, you didn't
so-
watch Breaking
But
Bad?
I did watch
Okay.
his stand up.
Yeah, he's
so,
fucking hilarious.
yeah.
He's without doubt one of the best comedians in the world.
He's really
Yeah.
funny. He walks that
Without a
fine
doubt.
line
Yes.
between being extremely offensive and
Yes.
just regular offensive. Like, I
Just
don't
Just
know.
regular offensive.
and he doesn't make any
It's
apologies.
passable. Yeah, like
and he doesn't make any
he
apologies
walks
to
this like
anybody.
fine line and gets
Yeah.
away with it. Like
Yeah. He won't capitulate to anybody.
no.
That's what I like about him.
But
you
the
know?
thing is, he's not hateful. Like,
No.
it's not in it. You could tell from what he's saying that it's just
Exactly.
jokes. He's not like hateful in what he's
He's-
saying.
he says things that are driven by facts.
Yeah.
You know? That are very driven by actual
Yeah,
facts.
it's very easy to see when like a comedian's actually like hateful up there, and like not everyone sees through it. It's just like get
Yeah.
the fuck off stage, right? And he really loves playing off the crowd, and like in the episode too, I thought it was pretty amazing. I don't know, like he's
Yeah, I'm not like too familiar with a lot of his stuff, but I did recognize him when I saw him, and I was like, "That is so random." I think the guest stars in the show, like, they don't really play what you're expecting them to play, like how they're appearing in for these like one-offs. That's really interesting.
except Bill Burr just sounds like Bill Burr. I didn't
Yeah,
even,
it's Bill
like,
Burr.
Yeah, he didn't
it's
change
just-
his character at
it's
all.
so funny.
He didn't
Although
change his
I am
character
for
at all.
that. Like I would have hated if he
Me
tried
too,
to do
man.
a voice,
Me too.
because his voice is so iconic, man.
Me too. I think that was one of the best parts of this episode was the decision just to basically take Bill Burr, transport him into this world, give him a laser gun and a really cool backpack with an arm on it,
3 laser guns.
3 laser guns, and just let him be Bill Burr in space.
Yeah.
Like, this could have been called Bill Burr in space, and I still would have watched it.
Yeah. So we open up on the episode with Mando landing on this spaceport, this very tiny spaceport, and he meets up with someone like a job prospect. This guy Ran, who's like probably has like, from the way they talk, they've gone way back or whatever. And then there was like a weird thing where he jumps in and Rand's like, "Oh, you're always welcome here." And then like 10 seconds later, he goes like, "Oh, the only reason why I even let you back here is because I need your ship." What's his ship's name again?
The Razor Crest.
Razor Crest, right?
Yeah.
So like that was weird. But anyways, he's got another beat on another job. So same old thing as the other, what is it, 3 episodes, 4 episodes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's his thing. That's what Mandalorians do, right? They
Yeah.
take
Always on the
jobs.
job.
Yeah.
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 Um,
and he's
He's a consultant.
Yeah.
he's a consultant.
Yeah, that's what I do.
exactly what he is.
Word.
I'm
He's a murder consultant.
Me and Mando are basically the same person. I see so many similarities in him
Dude,
that I see in myself.
Me too.
Although I think
Me
we
too.
found out in the Rise of Skywalker, those when he freezes people, it's not permanent, right? He's not killing them.
Well, we found that in Empire.
Empire
We found that in
Strikes
Empire Strikes
Back.
Back.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Long time
Carbonite.
ago.
okay, yeah, fine.
Remember Han Solo?
Yes, okay.
Remember him?
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
In
But
the-
yeah,
in the
anyway,
80s.
I love you. I know that whole
Oh
thing.
man, damn. That kind
it's
of
been a
ruined
while
romance
since
for
I've
me.
watched that one.
What?
Actually.
Really?
It gave me a weird view of romance for a few years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he does start off. I mean, it is a weird way to respond. But,
So he gets hired for this
That's-
job, and
Yeah.
it's pretty much this prisoner escape, prisoner rescue, and he's being led, he's being put in a team led by Bill Burr's character,
Yep.
which is Mayfield,
Yep.
and he's there's a funny moment where he was he mentions that he's ex stormtrooper, or sorry, ex Empire,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, he's also the best triggerman I've ever seen." And Mando's like, "That's him, triggerman. It's a stormtrooper." He's like, "I wasn't a fucking stormtrooper, you jackass."
Yeah, yeah.
It was so funny.
that
Yeah.
was just like that's Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there's
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Burr said something about being a scout trooper or shock trooper or something like that. Like not a normal stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool. Yeah. That was an interesting beat in the story for sure.
And then so who was transporting the New Republic was transporting the prisoner, right?
Yeah, it was a New Republic transport ship,
Yeah.
basically like a prison ship where they have prisoners on board. And the job was to land on it without being detected and basically infiltrate. that a good word?
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah. So infiltrate the ship and then basically find the prisoner that Rand wants him to find.
And
Right.
then the big catch for not big catch, but they reveal that the prisoner ship is manned only by droids. So it's already Mando's like
Yeah, we
wet
already know
dream.
he's droidist,
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah.
A droidist, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Well, then he's
droidist.
upset as well. So part of the team he has to let this droid Zero,
Yeah.
voiced
Oh,
by
we'll get
Richard
there.
Iowati.
So like they
Oh.
get introduced by they get introduced to the rest of the team. This I think the next person that gets introduced is this character Jean. Their name?
Jean.
Sean?
Jean.
Yeah.
And there's like this sexual tension moment between Mando and
It's very
the Jean
one way.
character.
It's very one.
It's definitely one way, but it's still like you can tell that they have a past, right? You
Yeah.
can tell that there's something there in the past in terms of their relationship.
I
right?
love
She
that.
had like a very Harley Quinn vibe. It seemed like
Yeah.
she was just like
she was
knows
she
he's
was a
over
Harley
it.
Quinn Twi'lek.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
She knows
exactly
he's
what she
over it,
was.
but she's just like messing with him.
Yeah, I like that. I like that actress, that character. I don't know if it was like
Yeah.
too over the top for me sometimes, but
Yeah, the character itself, like I love the roguish characters.
Mhm.
Those are my favorite character archetypes. But her character I did not like. Like she laughed too much. She was too exaggerated. I don't know if it was just like I can almost see them like filming and then the director just telling her like no, like
we need
Be
you to
more
giggle.
crazy.
We have
Be
to-
more crazy.
You got to giggle more.
It
And then,
felt
like-
overacted.
and then
Yeah,
100
it
takes
felt
later she was
overacted.
like fine, I'm just gonna be this cartoon
Yeah.
character.
yeah,
But like for like her abilities, I think she's like the coolest one out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
She's
but
like this roguish like knife thrower.
yeah, it definitely felt overacted for
Yeah.
sure.
And then
But we gotta applaud the practical makeup and effects
Oh,
and
for
Yeah.
sure.
from all these characters. Like
Yeah.
not only the Jean character, but also this other character that's going to be revealed, played by Clancy Brown. I think his name was Burke. Berg or Burke? Is it Berg or Burke? Berg. And he's a devaronian. That's the name of their race.
or tiefling if you're a D&D.
And a what?
They just lifted that from D&D.
Oh.
It's like it's called a tiefling.
But he looks fucking phenomenal. And
Yeah.
and I don't know if you're listening and you're a Clone Wars fan, you may have not made this connection, but Clancy Brown is actually the voice of Savage Opress
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars animated series. So he's got a long history with Star
Horns.
Wars.
Sorry, I was gonna say horns.
What?
I was gonna say
He does
horns.
have long horns as
But,
well as a long history.
Before we move on to Berg, I do want to like agree with Saba that the actress I actually really like. She was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah,
And she played Nymphadora Tonks in Harry
Oh,
Potter.
Tonks! I had such a crush on Tonks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
had such a big crush on Tonks.
yeah,
Anyways.
she was cool, and she was also I believe she did an episode of Black Mirror too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, so Berg is like the big muscle guy, that's like accompanying them, and then the last member is the one that gives him the most contention, which is Q90.
Yeah, they just call him Zero.
Zero.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. They call him Zero, right?
Yeah.
So he's a droid, and then the big catch is he's gonna have to fly his ship, and like you know how he hates droids.
Yeah.
And then they say like, oh, he's the only one that can do it because there's a weird
It's like an
Maneuver.
insane maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
And it
only-
can't be achieved by a human, so it has to be a droid that does it.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
weird explanations for how to get in.
There's weirder things though.
Yeah.
I thought they said something like they needed him to be a gunman or like on the mission as well, because the droid was also
Yeah.
kind of like command center.
Yeah, they needed that
So
protection.
I feel like they needed Mendo like in the field,
For sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah, but like the explanation was like when you jump out of hyperspace, like you needed to do this like insane maneuver to like evade the
To not
the
be
scanners.
detected. Yeah.
And the
Um,
droid was like the best at it or
mhm.
something. Like he had
Or-
done it before.
yeah.
So
So anyways, so they go into the ship and they do this fucking like locker room bullying scene.
Yeah.
And then Mando
Yeah.
gets pushed into like the locker room, which you know what's funny with Mando's ship? All his cabinets just open for anybody.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no security.
There's no security.
There's no
He's like a type of
security.
guy has no like security on their
There's no
phone or like no
security.
password for their laptop.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Dude, you know his password is password. Like,
100%.
like you're just looking at that guy going,
1, 2,
this
3,
is
4.
the way.
It's because he's just gonna
This
kill.
is the way 1, 2, 3.
this is the way 1, 2, 3.
He's just
That's
gonna
exactly
kill you
what
if
it
you
is.
take some shit. That's
Yeah.
why. Like he doesn't need security.
Yeah.
You're not leaving.
The jaw was like took all his shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, in like episode 2.
Oh, that's so
Fucking
funny.
No, but you make a great point, right? He has this wrist gauntlet that controls his ship, his weapons,
But there's no lock on it.
everything, right? But he doesn't have a lock on it
Yeah.
where he can lock the fucking cabinets. Like,
So the guy was like playing with his like guns.
He's
And if
looking
I
at his
was
weapons
Mando,
locker,
I'd
yeah.
be like, don't touch my shit. That's my guns. That's my
get the
babies.
fuck away from my babies.
And then the real baby gets revealed.
Yeah.
And
My baby.
yeah, Saba's baby. Tell us the scene.
Oh, well, he gets revealed. Like, he just, like, the door
How scared
opened.
were you in this scene?
I was, like, terrified, especially when Bill Burr picked him up. I was like, don't you dare. Don't you dare do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Also, he's so cute. Why are people mean to Baby Yoda? Like, stop. Like,
Yeah,
that's so
didn't they
weird.
slap him around a bit or something?
They do that. They do that in an episode later on. And
Saba's like, I've heard about you, Bill Burr. I know what type of person you are. You
Yeah.
put that baby down.
You put that baby there.
I mean, I haven't seen his or heard his stand up, but from what I know, I don't know. I don't trust that man. But yeah, so that's what ends up happening, and they're like, "What is it? Like a pet or something?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they put him down, but the crew
Not
already
put him
knows about
down
him.
and like.
Wait, didn't they drop him? I
They-
swear.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
No, he falls when he pulls when they fly out of there or something.
Yeah. When they leave hyperspace
when
and
they-
they started
yeah.
doing the maneuver,
Yeah.
freaking drops the baby.
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
Like flat on its
Well, why
face.
is he not wearing a seatbelt?
Yeah.
Get a seatbelt,
I know.
Mando.
Actually, yeah. why-
Get a baby seat.
Also, are there any air holes in that little room he's in?
yeah, he keeps the baby in a closet.
Yeah, I don't like that either, but I think they were short on choices.
Yeah. Well, at least the old Empire had him under
Well, he
a
has
blanket.
a moving cradle.
I
Like, why
love his
can't he
cradle.
stay in the cradle?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
he
love
lost
his
that.
cradle.
That seems
He lost
safe.
that.
See, Mando controls the cradle with this thing too, but he
Yeah.
can't fucking lock his shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
He
man?
actually lost that cradle in episode 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then they built a new one.
Yeah, in the next
Yeah.
episode.
yeah. Spoilers.
It's fine.
Whoopsies.
That's in your cradle. Don't kill me. It's not a big deal.
Nope.
Actually, it was a big deal for me because I was so happy about that cradle. Anyways,
Oh, that episode's crazy. Anyways,
so
yeah. So they successfully breach the ship, and they get on board, and they're going through the corridors, and they come into a hallway where a lot of, I guess, cells are, and they can see
Prisoner
a
cells?
number of prisoners. Yes, cells, prisoners, whatever. And it looks like there's an Empire officer. It looks like could be a Jedi in one of the cells. I don't think it's a Jedi, but it kind of looks like a Jedi.
Mhm.
And then there's
a forearm.
a four-armed guy,
Yeah.
the same guy from Solo. I think his race is an Andalorian or something like that, and or I can't remember what it's called.
So
but
that's cool. I like.
it's the same character that Jon Favreau was playing in Solo.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a nod to his own character, which is a little egotistical, but it kind of played.
It's
So
cool.
All right.
And
Yeah.
then they see a mouse droid, and then Berg just like
fucking lights it
fucks
up.
with it.
I know.
Lights it up. Kills the little mouse droid. You
It's
can
such
tell
like
he's
a
an
tro-
asshole.
Yeah, it's such
just
a
'cause he
trope.
kills
It's
a
like
mouse
the
droid.
burly, like the jock dude
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
like is like, oh, I'm gonna just shoot it.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna fuck with this.
Well, yeah, now that I know it was Bill Burr, he was basically just playing himself in
Yeah.
space.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So good. I loved it. I loved it.
But killing
So-
that droid.
So yeah, they got the attention, which they were warned because as soon as they got attention,
Yeah.
the entire ship was supposed to go down on them.
Yeah.
But anyways, like a squadron finds them on this hallway, and they get pinned down.
Security droids.
Yeah, security droids, which look pretty cool.
They look
actually.
legit, man. They kind of have like this
Yeah.
very like Cylon vibe to it.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr's a backpack gun.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, I love that.
It's like
I love
a-
that so much.
I feel
really
like-
cool.
I feel like it's like an Inspector Gadget sort of prop.
It looks like an Inspector Gadget prop for
and
sure.
all these droids are like way scarier than any stormtrooper ever was. So
Probably and definitely more accurate.
More accurate,
Definitely more accurate.
yeah, they landed some shots. Like our heroes actually had to, or a team of
Yeah, Mando's armor
a
really.
band of people had to hide from them.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, Mando's armor really got a workout for sure.
Yeah, so they're like pinned down in this hallway, and they're like, Mando, you're supposed to be our firepower. Do something, and then he's gone. and
Yeah.
then fucking like a true ranger of the party just appears behind, fucks them all up, and then Xian actually was gonna help him, and then Bill Burr's like, no, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
And he, one of the greatest fight scenes in this show so
really
far.
Cool.
Destroys
really
them all.
cool.
So
yeah.
cool.
Really cool. And they just like walk by him, and I'm like,
no respect.
It's more like hazing. They were hazing him again. Like, oh, okay, you're the newbie.
He's obviously like better than them.
Yeah. Well, Bill Burr was like trying to see what he could do for sure, but everybody else was just like, fuck you, dude.
I love how he went for the joints on the droids, like right at the beginning. It was like a very, it was a very strategic thing to do. It kind of showed that he's a very strategically minded person, which we've seen, I think, in other elements too.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that like just because he's got bulletproof armor, he's always taking shots? Like, if he never had bulletproof armor, he would have never taken a shot. You know what I mean? Well, but he's always taking shots now.
Well, I think it's easier to cultivate a warrior culture when you can't be killed wearing the stuff that you rock, right? So
anyway, so they get to the control room, and then somebody fucked up on their intel because there's one lone New Republic officer.
Yep.
There, just one lone one.
What a lonely job.
And and the colors that the guy was wearing are the same colors in the Resistance cartoon for the Republic.
Yeah.
So the orange and blue.
Also, I love the helmet he has.
Exactly, a total callback,
the
right?
The very first helmet.
It reminds me of the helmet from the comedic one. What was the Spaceballs?
Oh, it does remind. Yeah. Well, Spaceballs took it to the next level, right?
Yeah, they really did.
But
and then another interesting thing. This is his voice. He voices Anakin Skywalker.
He does. Matt Lanter. Yeah, Matt Lanter, and he was in that recent TV series Timeless. Mm-hmm. Which is really good, and he's a really cool actor. He's really good.
So they get into this room, and they do this like standoff. This poor kid is like there by himself, staring down the deadliest like barrels in the universe.
But he has a weapon,
they're all just fucking with him. They're all just like, fuck, like there's a kid here. What are we gonna do? Should we just kill him? The poor kid has a gun out, and nobody even cares. Like they're just not even worried about him. And then Bill Burr is like obviously proposes to kill. Oh, sorry, Bill Burr's character obviously proposes to kill him, and Mando sticks up for him, which is what do you think about that?
It's interesting because he's supposed to have this like really cutthroat like history, but a lot of what we see in Mando is like very compassionate.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of compassion.
Yeah.
So I wonder like how that sort of worked with his past jobs and if that would still be the case. He seems like he doesn't want to kill unless he has to.
Mando's Logan. Mando is Logan.
He's
like,
also a religious man,
right?
I think.
Yeah.
So I feel like that plays into it.
Well, their religion is like Spartan religion.
Murder and death and beating the shit out of people.
Only if you have to.
Cultists are religious too, so let's not get our analogies.
Every argument is solved with a fight.
Sorry, not religious, spiritual.
Yeah.
Every argument is solved with a fight, right?
Yeah, but like for me,
he's Logan, dude. He's got like he's very much Logan or Clint Eastwood. In like Man with No Name,
I don't get as much
like
of a Logan
like
vibe.
That.
Like Logan wouldn't be taking care of a baby. Logan wouldn't be daddy.
What? That's what Logan was about. Was taking care of a kid.
He did take care of Rogue.
He did take care of Jubilee. He took care of Jubilee. He did that.
He definitely looks after people that can't look after themselves.
Yeah. He took care of Rogue
he has that, like,
in the old movies.
He has that like asshole exterior, but like he'll like for sure.
He's soft.
I would have liked it if he was like job first. But you know what? It's
Mando
fine.
like never gave the exact vibe that like Logan gives, though.
No, he doesn't give that.
I don't get an exact.
He doesn't give that.
Not at all. Yeah.
But in the terms of like taking care of things,
So, anyways, Xian makes a decision for him and just like throws a. This is where I'm like, all right, Xian, be my favorite character in this episode. Just throws a fucking dagger and then like,
and it's like this short, and it still has the accuracy of like a long blade. It's crazy. Sorry guys, you can't see my fingers.
Were pretty cool. I thought.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
So awesome.
Yeah. Pretty dope.
We have like a knife thrower.
I'm sorry. We forgot to mention that the only time they were really scared of this poor boy was when he pulled out a tracking beacon,
like a transponder.
It's funny because it's like more imposing than his gun ever was because they're all just like.
Well, he had to tell them what it does first, and then they weren't even sure if they should believe him or not. They're like,
yeah. They said it would summon New Republic squadrons. Yeah.
Right. So they kill him, and then they move on. They go to find the prisoner. They move on, and then they open it. And they open the cell. And, before that, very important. Freaking, they see one of these like weird ass droids that like. Have you guys ever seen Community? Like
yeah, of course.
You know the Inspector Spacetime?
Yep.
Those like Blorgons that they have there. It looks exactly like that.
The take on the Daleks from Doctor Who. Yeah.
So they see one in the hallway and Berg just like flat out suplexes
fucking
the motherfucker.
destroys it, dude.
Blows it up.
Fucking destroys
that
it.
was so
like
funny.
he literally picks it up with 2 hands and destroys that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And the explosion fills the entire hallway.
It was way bigger than it should
a
have
lot
been.
of explosions and things happening in there, and
Yeah.
they're not being attacked as much as I would assume they would be attacked.
Yeah.
I think these people are also crazy. They like get a thrill out of fighting the.
Of
these,
course
like,
they are.
killer
Yeah,
droids.
that's definitely
Yeah.
their character.
sounds
That's
like
definitely
that.
their
Sounds like
nature.
that.
So I will
Like
say
they don't care if they die.
Their
They're just
nature is
whatever.
violent.
Yeah.
I will say that like after the kid got I forgot to mention the kid like got shot and then the tracking beacon gets activated, so they have a time limit now.
Yeah.
I will say the time limit didn't really play, but like it didn't give me
Didn't give you the ticking clock vibe?
Not at all.
Not as much. Near
No?
the end, it
nor
did.
nor did the whole foreshadow of once you kill one droid, the entire ship will be on you.
Yeah.
I think it was a realistic time frame though, because like a lot still had to happen.
Oh yeah, but you
so
still
they
have
had
to
10 minutes.
you still had to like portray that like cinematically. Like
Yeah,
you started a ticking time bomb. You had to make us
Oh,
feel
and
that.
it went into like
You didn't.
rave mode, like all the red lights.
I was just gonna say,
Damn.
did they have a switch in the control room that just went rave mode? But that's later.
It's gonna
That's
be
later.
a real party up in there.
That's
for
later,
those
that's later.
droids.
It went into royal blood mode. You
first
guys
off-
probably don't know that band, but they have a video where the entire thing is red. Like it's
Is it like a screamo band?
no, they're really, really good though. It's only a 2-piece band. One guy on guitar, one guy on
Oh.
drums.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they locate the prisoner, their target.
Yep.
Objective, and they open it, and it's this male twi'lek, and he knows Mando, and it's this character Quinn,
And he's
who's-
brothers with John.
Yeah, Sean. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anybody find it a little bit weird to see a male twi'lek like a
No.
real?
Not after
But, like, live action?
Clone Wars.
After live action, I
After
would say it was
Clone
like I
Wars.
was not
Yeah, first
expecting
time
it.
seeing one.
I've never
live
seen
action.
one in live action, and I
Yeah.
kept going. You're supposed to be a girl. Oh no, wait. No,
Or you were
You know
thinking, like,
what?
why am I attracted to this?
Oh.
Those tentacles. No.
Man.
Okay, moving on.
You know, there is something very intrinsically effeminate about
Yeah.
the Twi'lek physiology.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I play a lot of
Yeah.
Mass. I used to play a lot of Mass Effect, and I always assumed Twi'leks were there's a race in Mass Effect called the Asari,
Yeah.
which is all just females, and they like mate with other aliens to like reproduce,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all female. And I for some reason, without even thinking about it, it translated to Star Wars. I assumed Twi'leks were all female because you never see a male Twi'lek outside of like the animated universe. But anyways, this dude was nothing but not feminine at all.
The first time I saw a male Togruta, same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't look like Ahsoka.
Mm.
You look really fucking weird. Like, and that's the only Togruta I looked at, and I was like, okay, that actually kind of spatially makes sense, and like it actually like the actual visuals actually look really cool. The male Togrutas look odd, man. Like their montrals are down to their fucking ankles and shit. Like it looks weird.
You know, I'd probably say the same thing for like Darth Maul species, like Dathomirian or whatever.
I've never seen a female Dathomirian.
But well, in Clone Wars actually, it's
Are the Night Sisters
Dathomir-
Dathomirians,
Yeah, they're
though?
technically Dathomirian.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're the same species because Dathomir is the planet.
Yeah.
So like, if I saw like a female Dathomirian, I would have been like, doesn't fit. But anyways, let's move on. Surprise, surprise! They backstab him, and because Quinn hates him for some reason. We never find out why.
No.
And it's so they toss him into the cell, and they close it behind him, and they dip, and his escape plan. I think doesn't it cut to the ship?
Yeah, it cuts to the ship, and Zero is actually snooping through Mandalorian shit, and he comes across a holo message from Grief Karga. And it's an old holo message. It's basically the one where Grief Karga is saying, like, please deliver the query right to the client, which is obviously he's referring to Baby Yoda. Please deliver him to scary ass Werner Herzog. And Zero kind of gets it, kind of puts 2 and 2 together, and, starts kind of formulating his own idea about why the Mandalorian's on the run, right? Because obviously he's on the run.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I think it cuts to
His escape plan.
I think it cuts to Baby Yoda. I think Baby Yoda is like in the hallway of the ship.
Just like taking a peek in and
Yeah.
be like,
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah, I
right.
think Baby Yoda's. Oh no, wait, sorry. Yeah, it cuts back to the
To the ship.
ship. Yeah,
And freaking Mando's perfect aim with his grappling
know.
hook
yeah,
shoots the motherfucker, one of the droids.
Also, like, he really, like,
That
he
was a
really
good
knew
escape.
what he was doing.
That
Yeah.
was a great escape.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really
But I feel
cool.
I feel like he gets into tricky situations a lot. Like this is his job, and people probably do backstab him all the time.
I would
'cause
hate this job.
He's not really aligned with his side. So
I think it's training. I just think it's like
Yeah.
like the Mandalorians are just trained in at a level that other races and other communities aren't.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like he'll work with other people, but then that's why he never
Yeah.
like really trusts
Yeah.
anyone.
So he escapes by like shooting this dude, pulling him in, taking out his arm that had like coincidentally had the
Just had the key in it
Had the key in
coincidentally.
it.
Yeah,
opens it and then runs to the control room. And I think this is actually where we find the tracker that's on, or maybe we've already seen it. Doesn't matter. So he goes to the control room and takes control of the ship, locks everything down, and goes, okay, it's freaking Riddick time.
Yeah.
Where I'm turning, like, didn't it give you a Riddick vibe?
oh,
Like he's
kind
just like
of,
turning,
yeah.
like he's like hunting the hunters. It's so
horror
awesome.
thriller kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the music too, I think, or like wasn't there music playing in the background, or is this just in my head?
Isn't there always music playing?
There's
in
always
your head?
music in my
I know,
head.
but the music in this particular scene, I remember
Maybe I think it was just the
lent to
rave vibe.
Yeah.
So he turns on rave mode, and the entire ship turns into a nightclub.
I was like, damn, let me get my fur boots on.
Why do you even
Or it's
have that
red.
button? No, and flashy, and he
It's a
separates
lockdown
them.
button. He locked
Yeah.
down the ship.
Yeah, but why is there flashing lights?
That's what happens when you lock stuff down. All the like emergency power. I don't know.
I could
kicks
literally
in.
play that Royal Blood. I could literally play that Royal Blood song, and it would look just like the video right
It's
now.
funny.
It's like when the emergency like fire alarms are going off.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lights change and stuff.
So, anyways, he separates Quinn and Mayfield, and then separated from Berg and Jean. And and Quinn tells his own sister and Berg to go get Mando,
Yeah,
Right.
kill him.
and then he turns around and tells Mayfield, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. And he's like, you're just gonna leave your sister? And he's like, yeah. And he walks away.
Yeah, don't
He-
like this guy.
And he calls him Mr. Mayfield. Like he's got this kind of Bond
Yeah.
villain kind of persona thing,
Yeah.
calling everybody Mister.
And then we come back to Zero, like taking a giant rifle to
Yeah.
go look for Baby
That's the
Yoda.
interesting thing. So does he know he has to kill it? Like, or like, why is he killing it? Like, he knows there's this item here that,
Yeah.
people want. So the thing that he just first does is grab a gun. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I wish I knew his motivations to grab the gun and actually like why wouldn't he just leave the gun behind and go investigate what was like what he sensed was behind him, right? Which
Yeah.
was Baby
He's
Yoda.
like a shoot first, ask questions later
Yeah.
kind of droid.
Like, are you gonna shoot a
Yeah.
fucking baby? Well, if anybody's gonna shoot a baby, it's gonna be a droid. But yeah,
Damn, droids, man.
cold blooded.
So they,
because they're not blooded. That's
No, I
the
know.
reason.
so his first
Ruined my
freaking-
Sorry.
his first villain to villain fight. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, he does find the tracker after he gets betrayed. So he goes to the dead body of the New Republic trooper and finds that the beacon has already been activated. So there's that ticking time clock that he has to now face, and he knows he has to hunt these guys down before leaving. So his first one is with Berg, and man, what a fight! Like Berg tosses
So
him
good.
around.
Legit.
So good. Just pure brutality,
Yeah.
just strength, like Hulk level kind of like fucking strength.
What I
Just-
love about it is when he burns his face, and
Yes.
he's just like, "Nope,
Yeah,
doesn't
I
work
know.
on me."
That
So
was
awesome.
so
That didn't
cool.
work.
That was
So
such a
awesome.
cool beat to
Yeah.
have to kind of provide that information about his character. Like really cool, very cool.
And then he eventually defeats him by shooting. That was so cool, shooting his grappling hook on that really tiny space
Yeah,
in the grating,
yeah,
and then pulling himself off and essentially kicking him into the. I don't know if he kicks him into it, but he gets him into the doorway,
yep.
and then fucking quick draws the control and like seemingly decapitates him, but it doesn't like. He
catches the door
catches
first.
the first door,
Yeah.
and then the blast doors like shuts him off.
He gets the side closing doors.
Yeah, that double door will get you every time.
Yeah,
the double door in the ship.
and then and there's Zero freaking hunting Baby Yoda back on the ship.
Again, real aggressive with the gun.
But how
man.
scared were you, Saba?
Oh my gosh, I was like, you were not hiding well enough, buddy. Like he was like kept peeking. I was like, stop. Like, sorry, my 3-year-old niece could hide better than you.
I wanted Zero to become more of a threat so we could see some force power.
He was like being so cute. He was like posing.
Yeah, he really
I
was.
want it.
He was trying to use the cute factor. I could see they're probably saving the force powers. Like, I think they don't want to overuse it, even though they're overusing maybe Baby Yoda's cuteness. But
Yeah. And then we get to the standoff between Jean and Mando. And this is actually probably my favorite fight scene of this episode, or maybe like of all of this entire show. Because like she does this cool thing where she's like, she uses her instincts, throws a dagger from behind her because she just knew he was there, disarms this guy who's got a pistol, and then starts like tossing a bunch of daggers at him. He does like a cool block in one of them, and then he gets hit in a weak spot.
Well, if you're gonna bring a knife to a gunfight, you better be damn good at using those knives.
she's so
Exactly.
She is good. That's the thing, right?
I wonder what technology is in those knives, because there's something
There's some
there.
light. There's
Yeah.
some sort of. It's probably a vibroblade dagger. That's
Yeah.
my guess.
It didn't look like his blade. So
no, it didn't
maybe
look
not.
like his blade.
Yeah.
And honestly, her movements, like her acrobatic movements, while she's throwing them, are like very like Gambit-esque too,
Yeah.
which I
for
like.
sure.
sure.
Yeah, it's
Very cool.
Mando actually throws his knife too, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
He's not as good as
So she
her.
gets into close range. I don't know why. Oh, I mean, like she's probably like really nimble. But Mando gets the upper hand, takes out the dagger that he gets stabbed with, and then defeats her. We don't know if he kills her yet. And then there's 2 left, and actually 3 if you count Zero. And he goes after
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Yep.
That one is real scary
Yeah.
because Mayfield can like sense that like something is around, like
Yeah.
something's around the corner, and the way that
This is the
scene
pure rave mode.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the way that scene is shot though, because there's these flashing lights, and you kind of see Mando at the end, and you're rooting for Mando, but it's actually pretty terrifying
Yeah.
because you're kind of feeling it in the way Mayfield.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Mayfield.
I was gonna
Yeah.
call him Mayweather. The way that Mayfield would feel it, just like the slowly sneaking up.
This is where I started to feel the time crunch. I was like, why are
Yeah.
you still on this shit?
Yeah, and this is also the point where I was like, how much time has passed?
Yeah, like, why are you talking? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
he
both
just
want
takes
to
out
live.
Mayfield so fast, and then finds Quinn just getting ready to escape, and then Quinn like tries to talk him down and says like, "Listen, I'm your target. Just arrest me. Like, if you kill me, you don't get anything back, and this is your job anyways." And then we cut to the ship. You don't know if he accepts Quinn's offer, and we cut to the ship, where Zero pretty much finds Baby Yoda
How did he get back into that thing without him realizing? I don't understand.
without who realizing.
Back into the closet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea either. You figure a droid would hear that or pick up on it. And Baby Yoda's just about to use the
Maybe there's
Force
like
on
a-
his
a-
ass.
back entrance.
And then, boom! Mandalorian from behind.
And then Yoda looks at his hand like, "Oh, I
Did I
can
do
do
that? Did I do that?
It's interesting.
I was like,
how,
I didn't know I had that
it's
power.
interesting, like inherently he knows he has these skills. I guess
Yeah.
it's like another sense. It's like, you know, you can taste, you know, you can feel.
Yeah.
He knows that he can use force.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? Actually, I think that's something that needs to be discussed in greater length because the fact that a baby is so self-aware
A
that it has the
50-year-old
Force.
baby.
Yeah.
It's a 50-year-old
But
baby,
he's very
but
much like a toddler.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but toddlers know they could do things.
but like
Something.
Einstein said, time is relative, right? And in terms of the relativity
He's
of
probably like
being
a
50,
2-year-old.
exactly. He's 3 years old.
3-year-olds know they can do things.
I know, but like my nephew.
Yeah,
Okay.
like piss on the ground. not like
No.
but
not-
what,
3-year-olds don't piss on their
listen.
ground.
What he could do is like
3-year-olds
Insane.
can do things. They can put the shapes into like a
sure.
a hole
What he
that
could do,
matches the shape.
listen. What he could do is like 2nd-degree
Yeah.
black belt shit,
Yeah.
and a baby may know how to
give you
put
this.
shit in holes, but
I'll give you
they can
this.
face a 2nd-degree black
My
belt.
3-year-old
Exactly.
niece like is still like trying to figure out how
Yeah,
to
very
snap.
smart nieces.
But she's trying to figure out how to snap, and she can't do that yet.
Snap.
Like just
Oh, with
snap
her
her fingers.
stab her fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, so like she's still working on that,
Yeah.
and she's 3.
I guess they,
yeah, so it's
they leave a lot to the race, like a lot to the mysterious race of the
Yeah.
Yodans.
Yeah.
Look at all
Yodans,
those
is that what we're
Yodans.
calling-
But
The
toddlers
Yodians?
can talk.
They
so if
still
you have
haven't
this,
even
like,
named it yet.
inherent
Yeah,
power.
And they're like trying to change the force as if like it's inherent and not learned,
Yeah.
which like it should be a little bit inherent, but
Yeah.
like training, like it's always been like training is the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
Which is why like him lifting the mud horn.
I guess unless
was a
you're
little
Yoda. If you're Yoda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
different.
Like
Yeah, they're doing a lot of force apologizing in this series
yeah.
for the shit that we've experienced in the sequel trilogy.
I
for
think
sure.
they're trying to patch up some of the adjustments they've already made
Yes,
to the Force
exactly.
in the trilogy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they're fucking doing.
So they're filling in the gaps. Like, oh, actually, like this is like this because of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly
Yeah.
what they're doing.
See, the funny part is I always thought Yoda was so strong in the Force because he's so old and he's been training for that long. And I think I don't think I'm alone in that assumption because he's like 900 years old. And
Yeah.
I just thought like
It's like
he was the
1,000.
oldest master, right?
Yeah.
Not because it was this like inherent like gift that he had.
Mhm.
Which whatever. They
Chris,
it's-
you
it's
make a
their-
great point
Yeah.
because I think a lot of the respect that Yoda gets is because he is so wise
Exactly, yeah.
and he is so powerful, and you assume that it's come from years and years, thousands of years of training.
Kind of takes
And
away.
it takes away
if
from
it's
his
just-
backstory.
if it's
Well,
just-
Baby
Yeah,
Yoda can't
without a
just like
doubt.
do whatever he wants when
Yes,
he wants.
yes,
It's
he
only
can.
in a moment
He
of
literally
stress.
can.
But
He
you
literally
have to
can.
be
He does
stressed.
pass out after
Yeah.
and take a
That's
nap for
true.
a while.
That's
so like when
true.
he did that with the mud horn, which was crazy, I will say, for like
But-
his age, he was like out
That's
for
true.
like at least
can
like
I,
a
can
day.
I just can I just say though that like 2 months of training, Luke could lift a rock, just a rock, and he
Well,
passed out.
maybe
Oh, he did
the
pass
issue
out, but-
maybe the issue is Luke.
Luke, yeah,
Guys.
the most powerful Jedi. That's the issue.
Well, no,
Lord of the Force.
Wasn't there the scene in Empire Strikes Back where he's supposed to lift his ship out of the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Yoda was like, "You can do it, but only your mind is telling you that you
Yeah,
can."
he got
Yeah,
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the dude.
There is no try.
There is no
just
try.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my mom's
do or
favorite
do
Star
not.
Wars quote. I found out my mom
Do
has
or
a
do
favorite.
not. Yeah, do or do not.
Yeah.
There's no try.
yeah.
My mom has a favorite Star Wars quote. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine's
Crazy.
who's scruffy looking? You guys know where that was from? Scruffy looking nerf herder. And he's like, who's
It sounds like a
scruffy
Han
looking?
Solo thing.
It is Han Solo, thank
and
you.
Chewie thing.
Mine is.
It's
Have
Leia.
you heard the tale of Darth Plagueis? That's mine.
Ugh.
Oh, that's a good one.
No. Wait, I got one.
Ugh. Why you say ugh? It's
I
a
got- I
great
got one.
story.
In my point of view, the Jedi are evil. God damn it, Anakin, shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
yeah. There's my favorite one was I don't remember. It's like this is how like
I hate
democracy
sand.
or republic. Oh, I
Oh,
hate
yeah.
Ben falls with like thunderous applause.
That's great.
That was
I
really
love
cool.
that one.
Yeah, that
was-
one.
Love
I think I
that one.
butchered it, but I love that.
Love
quote, 'cause
that
I feel like
one.
it can apply to so much in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
I
that
love
was our
one.
favorite Star Wars quote. Let us
Oh,
know
man.
yours, guys.
Yeah.
If I had time to prepare, I
Mine
would.
is Leia as a hologram. You're my, only
hope.
hope.
That's my dad's favorite. My niece is named Hope, and he always says that to her, and he also calls her Hopi One Kenobi.
Oh.
She's really
Did
lame.
you guys know? Did you guys know that George Lucas wouldn't let Carrie Fisher wear a bra?
Yeah, he
For
said.
that role?
You know what he said about it?
There's
Why
no
she
bras
couldn't-
in space.
He said it would
What?
strangle you in space.
What?
And you would die. So she said, I hope that when I die on my tombstone, it says, I was strangled to death by my bra in space. Something along the lines of that.
That's funny.
Because it's such a ridiculous
That is
thing
ridiculous.
to
It's
say.
ridiculous because she essentially is wearing a bra in that one famous slave outfit.
Yes.
thing.
Oh, that's true.
That is essentially a
bikini.
bra.
Slave Leia?
Yeah.
Slave Leia.
Slave
Every
Leia is wearing a bra. so-
every male from 35 to
Otherwise,
40s,
she would have just been topless.
45's fantasy for the last like
Yeah.
20 years. Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have just made her topless and put something sheer on top of it if they were really trying to save her life from bras.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he kills Zero, and it's revealed that Quinn he does take up Quinn's offer that like he's the job, he needs to get paid. So he brings Quinn back to Ran, and then they're like, "Where's the ship?" And I mean, sorry, where's the rest of the crew? And he's like, "Oh, we don't ask." He
Yeah, no
turns it around
question.
on him.
Yeah.
No
He's
question.
like, "We don't question.
No
There's no
que-
questions. Guild
Yeah.
rules." And then he flies away, and then Quinn finds a thing in his pocket. What was it, Saba?
Well, it's the transporter. Before that, though, like it's sort of before he flies away, like, Quinn
Oh,
asked
yeah.
Rand, like, "Oh, are you gonna let him get away?" And he's like, "No, like, of course not." And he's preparing his own sort of thing, like a ship.
Fighter.
A
Yeah.
fighter's like
It
coming.
looked like
out.
a droid ship actually, because it
Yeah.
didn't look like it had a pilot. That was really cool looking too.
But yeah, he finds a transponder or whatever it is in his pocket, and they're like, it's equivalent face of like, oh shit, that Rand has, and he
Yeah.
starts like moving, but it's a little bit too late. And then what do we see? But 3 little X-wings appearing, and do you got Frank? You
Yeah.
know who's in all 3
Oh,
of
I
them?
sure do. So Wolf was being piloted. The Wolf character was played by Dave Filoni, who is the director and the showrunner for Mandalorian, and also the showrunner for Clone Wars. Probably the greatest creative mind in the Star Wars creative camp, without a doubt. In my opinion, the guy that should be running the Star Wars film properties. And then Rick Famu. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Famuyiwa?
Yeah, I don't know.
Famuyiwa?
Okay, stop trying. You're not doing it right.
Famia. I don't know. Anyways, and then Deborah Chow. She was the third pilot, and she's going to be directing the Obi-Wan series, which is coming out on Disney Plus as well. And apparently, Ewan McGregor was rocking the Obi-Wan hair at the Golden Globes, so it looks like they're probably going to start shooting soon.
Awesome.
Otherwise, he's not going to have that hair.
Yeah.
So, very cool.
So yeah, they get there, they let Mando go by.
Yeah.
Like, oh, later, dude.
Yeah.
And then blast the shit out of
Yeah,
them.
no
Doesn't
questions.
ask questions.
No questions
Fuck
asked.
out of that
Okay.
platform.
They're like,
Just destroys
they're
it.
firing up a fighter ship.
Yeah.
Even though we came in here guns blazing.
Yeah.
They're firing up a defensive ship for all you
Yep.
know, and then you blast the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome.
everybody gets their comeuppance.
Very cool to see some X-Wings, though. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So Mando won't kill a man, but he'll send 3 directors to do it.
Yeah. Well,
Only because he had to get out of the situation,
Yeah.
though.
And-
So
and
it
he-
was called for.
He finally got paid. He finally
Yeah.
has some money. Like every
Yeah.
time he gets paid before, he uses it to buy something. So now he actually has some pocket money for once.
he does. He does.
So anyways,
for gas.
yeah, for
For
gas,
his
right?
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a wrap
I like
on
this episode.
for sure. Yeah, I really like this episode too. And the other
For
thing,
entertainment value only,
yeah,
because it doesn't really contribute too much.
there's
We-
really
we got
nothing
new
to the story.
characters.
We got some new cool characters
and we
for
got
sure.
to see that there are
Sorry,
outlaws.
there's a reveal. Sorry, like how do we forget? The reveal is that like he'd never actually killed any one of the prisoners
Yes.
of his own crew.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
imprisons them all, and they're all stuck in there.
Oh, right.
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
loved about the editing in this episode is that they waited to kind of show you that at the end,
Yeah.
right?
And poor Burr gets his like he turns
His
into-
horns.
Yeah, he turns into like Hellboy. He gets his horns cut.
He does look like
Oh.
Hellboy.
Good luck getting out
Yeah.
of that
That's
soap.
rough.
Yeah, when you thought the door cut off his head, it didn't cut off his head. It cut off his horn. So very cool reveals for sure at the end there.
That must have hurt,
Yeah.
though. and
I'm
that
happy
must have
that
sucked.
Mayfield's still alive. I want to see him again.
Yeah. So guys, if you're a big Star Wars fans like we are, we got lots of Star Wars content as of late. Be sure to check out our spoiler-free review and our spoiler-hot review of The Rise of Skywalker. 2-parter. We got another part coming up, and we also are going to have a call-in show where you can call in and you can talk to us about The Rise of Skywalker. We want to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings, your sentiment. We want to hear it all, and whether you hated it, whether you loved it. Let's talk about it, because that's what Star Wars should do. It should, should bring people together to talk about it. So, so I guess we'll sign this one off. This has been Frank,
Christina.
Chris,
And Seba.
later, dudes.
Peace.